The ramblings of a dawdling old man. Let's talk about that. Hey guys, it's always a big good to each of y'all. I've been gone a couple days. Thank you to everybody that reached out. It's a lot that's been going on. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to tell you a couple things about what went on at the White House this week and a few thoughts about that. And cannons? What? Yep, cannons. We're going to talk about that. And got two more, so a three-pack total for you. Won't take long. By the end of this, you will be up to date and you'll know what's going on. So buckle up, here we go. This bunch of fun is brought to you by my friends over at CMMG. Their new stuff is awesome. New receivers and a new handguard, new look. I finally got mine in the mail and it is awesome. What you're seeing here is mine. I got mine in Sniper Gray. My question for you is twofold. What flashlight should I add to mine? And what color would you pick out for yourself? So let me know, flashlight, and what color would you like? Let me know down below. Big thank you to the folks at cmmg.you-know-what. To each of y'all, thank you for every thumbs up. Three-pack. Big thumbs up in Georgia, Governor Bryan. We're sort of on first name basis. Governor Bryan has signed the concealed carry, so 25th state in the nation. Thumbs up down in Georgia. Devil went down to Georgia and he had to watch his step because a polite society is what? An armed society. Thumbs down, Nebraska. It was defeated. Constitutional carry was defeated by 2 votes. So, we'll see. But good news in Georgia, bad news in Nebraska. Let's jump to the White House. A lot of y'all have asked me my thoughts on it. 300 pages were doled out. And by the legislative branch, nah, not so much. And also we have a new AFT. Yes, he called it the AFT multiple times. A new nominee for the new president or director of the AFT. We'll see if that goes through. That dude was clueless. He couldn't put 2 words together. The new director and sniffy. All right, all of that aside, a lot of folks have asked me, well, what's the deal? We don't know. The 300-page document has so much gray area. It's not definitive. We're trying to figure it out. It looks like 80% is kind of still on the menu, boys. We're not sure, but maybe they went specifically after the buy, build, shoot kits. And we'll see. We're working through that. I have one major point that I want to make based off of the entire press conference on the 11th. Besides the fact that it was clear as mud, they had to justify all of this new push. And what did they use to justify it? Cannons. 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 Let me quote the child sniffer himself. Quote, Congress needs to do its part to pass universal background checks, to ban assault weapons and high cap mags, and to close loopholes. So those are the 4 big ones. Very important. Close quote. Very important there. I find it interesting that the very day after he calls for a ban on high cap mags, that thing happened in New York City. I also find it really interesting that every single camera was inoperable. It's fishy. Fishy, I'm calling it. Let's get to the cannons. Now, speaking of the second, the 2A, Sniffy says this, quote, when the amendment was passed, it didn't say anybody can own a gun and any kind of weapon. You couldn't buy a cannon when this amendment was passed. And so no reason you should be able to buy certain assault weapons. Close quote. If somebody comes to you and says, have you stopped beating your wife? Well, you only have 2 answers. Yes, I've stopped beating her, but that assumes that you already have. Does that make sense? And if you say no, it assumes you already have. You have now entered into discourse into what's called a loaded question. That aside, to enter in this cannon discussion, already you're now playing his game. Second Amendment was not written for individuals and did not grant individuals anything. It was written specifically for and at and directed at Congress. Congress shall. It opens with Congress shall. So 1, we're not playing that game. Number 2, all right, you want to play that game? Let's play that game. You don't have to get into the Constitution too far to find letters of marque. Literal warships, battleships of the day being owned by, any guesses? Private citizens. Yep. Also, finally, number 3, 1, we're not playing that game. It's Congress. Number 2, you want to play that game? Cannons. Yeah, okay, yeah, we can have them. But 3, I want to challenge you. Yes, he's a dawdling old pervert. don't get distracted with the mouthpiece. Listen to the words, because the regime is who wrote this. So don't get distracted by the mouthpiece. Listen, that's the direction we're headed. They're coming after magazines and the high caps and all that stuff. That's what I say. Let me know right down below. More coming this week. It's a wild one. Let me know right down below. To anyone's against us, yep, from my cold, dead hands. Bye.